Well, investigators finally getting a first look at the chemical attack site in Syria after nearly a week of being blocked from the scene. So what are Russia and Syria trying to hide? Here now to weigh in is former CIA station chief in Moscow, Dan Hoffman. Dan, great to have you with us this morning to talk about this.
Good to be here, thank you.
So 5 days of delay in Syria, nearly, 11 days since the attack itself. What type of harm can that amount of time do to the investigation?
Well, this is a crime scene, and if you talk to police detectives, they'll tell you that time is always of the essence. It's not like fine wine, which is going to get better with age. There's really three forms of evidence. You've got the victims of the attack, those who were helping the victims of the attack, and then the means of the attack, the sarin and the chlorine gases, and those dissipate fairly quickly. And the fact that the Syrians were able to get into this area and apply their security to it means that those who witnessed it probably are all gone by now. And so it's really going to be a challenge for the 9-person OPCW team to really find much evidence, and I think that was just part of Assad's calculus.
Yeah, what will they be looking for first?
Well, they'll still try to look for traces, I'm sure, of the chemical weapons, but again, that's going to be awfully hard 11 days after the attack.
Right.
And they'll be looking for any evidence that they can find. They're trained experts. I'm just not that sanguine that they're going to find much. This was, again, Assad realizing he needed one last push against a rebel stronghold, and he knew that Russia has provided significant military help, that Russia would deter an attack from the West that would end Assad's regime and provide diplomatic cover. And so really, it's a real tragedy. It's part of the Syria tragedy where 500,000 plus people have been killed. We've got an international refugee crisis. It's a petri dish of just threats to the region and the world.
It's just awful. And of course, Russia and Syria denying the allegations. The U.S. saying they used chlorine and sarin gas in that attack. Let's move on to this, though. Some remarkable news coming out yesterday. Apparently, President Trump's pick for CIA Director Mike Pompeo has met with Kim Jong-un. He did it over Easter. What do you think about that?
I think it's actually shouldn't be much of a surprise to us, frankly. Mike Pompeo is extraordinarily well trusted in this administration. He's been the president's consigliere on intelligence matters. He's absolutely the right guy to do this. He applies a lot of continuity to the mission. He's been reading intelligence on North Korea during his entire tenure as director of CIA. If anyone was wondering whether Mike Pompeo is worthy of being Secretary of State, this is a diplomatic initiative, and he's taking the lead with significant expertise.
So should President Trump get credit for this?
Well, I think it's an excellent decision on his part. This is pre-summit planning, and I think there was a lot of concern when the decision for a summit was originally announced that there would not be the sort of planning that needs to take place in order for this thing to go off without a hitch. We've even heard discussions about where the summit will take place. Reportedly, 5 different locations are being considered. Then you've got all of the issues that need to be discussed. Mike Pompeo carries a lot of weight in this administration, but equally as important with our allies in the region, with South Korea in particular, and with Japan. He's a known entity. He's trusted among our foreign allies, and he's I think a very strong leader from our administration to take hold of this discussion before the summit.
Truly a remarkable time in history for sure. Thank you so much for joining us, Daniel. We appreciate it.